Good evening students, welcome to your science online class. Today we are in the second part of the first chapter of your second unit, that is the chapter called soil erosion and conservation. I have explained you what is soil erosion and how it occurs. It can occur in different way that we will read in the continuing part of the chapter. And conservation means how it can be conserved, how it can be protected. So in the very first class we have read that the basic thing, how how the soil is made up of. The top layer of the earth is called soil, and it is made up of broken rocks and dead animals and plants and their body, air and water. And today please open page 19. All of you, please open page 19. Page 19. We will continue with the next part of the chapter, that is importance of soil. Now as we are reading through the name of the chapter, we can understand that what is soil erosion. Erosion means it is wasting, we know, and why it is important to conserve. So before reading that, we must understand that what is the importance of the soil. Plants use the nutrients in the soil to grow and make food. Now plants, as we have read germination, we have seen that we are putting the soil inside the, we are putting the seed inside the soil, and this seed is getting water, nutrients, everything from the soil. So for the very first and preliminary stage of a seedling, the soil is very, very important. The plant use the nutrients in the soil to grow and make food. Now it has to be bigger, isn't it? There's no mother who will provide food to the baby plant. So they have to, God has created some special feature. We all know chlorophyll, with the help of chlorophyll, but only chlorophyll and sunlight will not help. We know that the soil is very important, from where they used to grasp the, or they used to receive the nutrients, so that they can grow big and they can make their own food. All animals depend on plants directly or indirectly for food. So all animals depend on plants directly or indirectly. So animals are either directly or indirectly, they are preparing their food. They depend on the plants for their food. The soil is very important for life. So it is no special thing to say that the soil is very important for life. Many animals live in the soil. Many animals, they used to live in the soil. Rabbit, ant and earthworms are the example of animals that make their home in the soil. So in the last class also we have read that many animals are there, like big animals and small animals. We know snakes, they used to stay underground. Rabbits, ants and earthworms, they are the also example of the animals, those who live under the ground, inside the soil. They make their home in the soil. So that is their home. We cannot live under the soil, isn't it? But the animals, those who are not allowed to live in home, they used to make their home under the soil, and they used to make their own home within the soil. So they are helping, the soil is being helped for being a place of home, or it's like a home to them. We use products for the soil to build our homes. Now soil is not only becoming useful for the tree, useful for the plants, and not only the animals, but also for the human being, because we are using this soil for making our houses and buildings. Without though we are using cement, but without soil we cannot make home in villages. Next part of the chapter is how is soil formed. Now soil, importance of the soil, if the question will come, what you will write? You will write that plants, how they are using, and the animals, those who used to live under the ground, how they are using soil as a home, and finally the third point you will write about the human being or human culture, how they are utilizing the soil as their home, for making their own home. Now we will come to the next part of the chapter, how is soil formed. Soil is formed by the breaking down of rocks into small pieces by a process called weathering. Now, weathering is a process where the stones and big rocks are breaking down into pieces and they are being crushed and they are like form the powdery. They become something like powder and like small pieces of stones and they are become soil. Weathering can be caused by animals, plants, rain, flowing water, wind and weather changes. So this weathering, the breaking of this big rocks or small rocks, this can happen due to animals, plants, rain, flowing water, wind and change of weather. So among this, anything can happen. The moving water in river, for example, carries rocks along. As the rocks knocks against each other, they break into smaller pebbles. Pebbles means very small stones, which we see under the river. The pebbles finally break into tiny grains of sand over a period of time. So this is a long and continuous process, we understand. First what is happening, and finally the wind also plays an important role in soil formation. So what is happening, how the stones are breaking inside in the river bed? It is when the water is flowing, the water is passing the stones along with its flow, and due to the crush of one against another, the rocks or the stones are breaking into pieces. They are called pebbles, and again these pebbles will again take time to be broken with crashing with another pebbles, and they are becoming very microscopic or granular or grain like or sand like small sand-like material, which will take a long period of time. The wind also plays an important role in soil formation. Now, wind is also playing very important role of soil formation. How it is helping, that we will read in the next day. We will start reading different types of soil erosion from page 20 next day onwards. Thank you very much.